everybody, this is TJR. I wanted to follow up and talk a little bit about the April Fool's video that I did on Monday. This is the second year in a row that I have actually done an April Fool's video. Not too long after I released this video, one viewer left a comment telling me that Steve Allen was the first person to actually do this, to take lyrics from a pop song and then satirize them by reading them dramatically. And I wrote back, yes, I believe you are correct. He was the first person to do this. But for me, the actual genesis of this particular idea to do this type of a gag was William Shatner back in the 70s. I don't know how many people out there are old enough to remember, but after Star Wars came out, there was actually a televised science fiction Film Awards, and that broadcast was co-hosted by William Shatner, and it included a performance of William Shatner doing a dramatic reading of the Elton John, Bernie Taupin song entitled Rocket Man. This particular video, by the way, has gained a tremendous amount of notoriety over the decades. Before the internet, fans used to actually pass around bootlegged copies of this performance on VHS and spread it that way. Of course, now with YouTube, anybody can watch it, and it is on YouTube. I recommend that you take a look at it. It is one of the funniest things you'll probably watch. But I really believe that back then, William Shatner took this 100% seriously. I could be wrong, of course, but this is just what I believe. Now, also, during the 70s, I was already a Kiss fan, and I bought the album Rock and Roll Over back when it was first released. And when I first heard the song Take Me, I thought, wow, killer effing guitar riffs. But those lyrics, man. So as the years went by, I remembered that William Shatner performance, and I also, of course, remembered the song Take Me by Kiss. And I thought, it would be funny to read those lyrics in a similar way. And this actually became a routine that I did for friends and bandmates, usually at band rehearsals. I would, at some point, bring that up and do this just for laughs, and it always got a good laugh. By the way, one of the things that I always loved about band rehearsals was just all the improvised comedy. From time to time, I thought that maybe I should do a video where I talk about some of the funniest things I ever heard at band rehearsal. The only thing about doing that, though, is that a lot of that comedy was pretty raw and not suitable for all ages, and I do try to keep this channel all ages friendly. But all that aside, comedy is not something that I do a lot of publicly here on YouTube. And so definitely after I filmed this and put it together, there was a certain amount of nail biting. I had the same experience last year when I did last year's April Fool's video. You think this is going to be funny, but then you really wonder, are you going to pull it off? And I'm really glad that the response was mostly positive. Not all of it, but mostly positive. But one thing I've learned from being a musician, being a songwriter, doing this channel is that you're never going to please everybody. It just goes with the territory. But I am glad that most of the response has been very positive. In fact, a couple of people have even asked me to do more of these types of videos. My first reaction to that, my first impulse reaction was kind of probably not, because I feel like it's kind of a one-note joke, basically. But then I remembered that sometime later, a couple decades later, in the 90s, William Shatner would actually do this again at the MTV Music Video Awards. I don't know how many people remember this, but there was one year where for each song that was nominated in the awards, William Shatner would basically do one of his dramatic readings, and he had this band that backed him up for each one of them. These videos were much shorter than his Rocket Man performance. It was just a quick, maybe 30, 40 seconds of the song. He didn't do the entire song. But those videos now, it was obvious to me that William Shatner was now in on the joke, and he was doing these for laughs, and these were hysterical. You can actually find some of these on YouTube. Hopefully someday all of them will be there, but you can find some of them. So who knows? Maybe I will do another one of these. We'll see. Anyways, though, this was my second year in a row doing an April Fool's video, and I really hope that I'll be able to do one every single year. And we'll just see what ideas come to me as far as that. Anyways, everybody, Thanks for watching. Now, once again, I appreciate your support, and I appreciate all the great comments. Take care. Bye-bye. Even then, when I first heard the song Take Me, even as a kid, I thought to myself, man, killer guitar riffs, but those lyrics, whoo.